we've got a fun little tool that we're going to use today to demonstrate swing playing, talk about the instances of what might help players and what they might struggle with, and also the component of shaft lean, mate. So what is the this little setup that you've got here? How can this help us understand swing playing?
So this is just a little T-ball thing. You can build something another way if you want to, but I think in America, at least with baseball or whatever, people are really familiar with swinging a bat. So they just kind of know how it's done. And basically, if I come here, I wind up, and I got to get to this T-ball like this, I'm training them to get like this. So club face closes, I got shaft lean, hips out of the way. And if I go like this, I say just now go down to impact. Do you want that impact? Typically, you know, we see golfers carry probably like this, right?
Oh yeah, big time.
So I show them that when you ever hit a baseball like this, and that's exactly that's what it is. So they kind of get that. It's a lot easier to move up here than it is once for an arc or an angle.
And so let's say that you're working with a player, and the typical impact position that we would see players struggle with might look like this: hips back, hands back.
For sure.
And what is usually preceded by that is the golf club coming in a little bit of a over the top motion.
So I'll have you do one up here, Kerrod. So you'll just grab the club like this and do it really slowly and hit this right here, just super slowly, and get your shaft lean and close that club face. And I just have them do it 1 or 2 times, and then go down and try to hit the ball trying to do that.
Okay, perfect.
That's perfect.
It just feels like that's how it should work, and that's kind of the biggest key, right? And guys at home, the golf club is designed in such a way that we need to get a descending blow. We've got this angle here with the shaft and the club face, the combination of those to do. We get the downward strike, which will send the golf ball up. And this feeling that I'm getting here doing this with Erik is just working so well, of just kind of giving me that natural sensation, which is going to lead to that. So you would get them to do a few little reps of that.
And go down to impact maybe once or twice, and then just get down there and try to reproduce it. With, you know, just a little shot, punching it out there.
So bring this thing over to me, and like in terms of height for this, Erik, how high should we make this?
So like you could go a little bit lower. The whole point is I want somebody to be above it, so they have to learn to get down like this. At least feel a little bit of that. Instead, if you have just here, we don't have to feel this component of getting out of the way and down and staying closer to help make you have to push your hip back out of the way, which we're going to need to stay back so we don't early extend like so many people do.
For sure, because we would definitely see them.
And you're going backwards with your hip there too when you do that.
Exactly. And it's amazing. I wasn't even focusing on that, and the body responds in such a way which will then sort of facilitate that movement.
Look at the difference in that hip just from where you weren't even thinking about it, were you?
No, not at all. and definitely just the whole angle of the swing as well, and how that golf club shaft is working relative to the ground. It's a lot flatter. I can feel that the handle's moving forward, the left hip's getting out of the way, which you said, but it's all intuitive. It's kind of like skipping a stone. No one skips a stone and does this.
You're right. Exactly.
So it's funny how when you change your intention, your whole body will then adapt to that movement pattern. And if I'm down on the ground, I think because so many players are wound up on trying to help this up in the air and scoop it, that simply just, I think the players, look, you don't need a whole T-ball set up here, guys, but just make some baseball swings, get the feeling and imagining like you're really trying to get this golf club working in such a way that's going to be level with the ground.
Speed and everything you're getting from it. I mean, it makes sense.
So you like players to stop at the moment of impact, Erik?
I do.
And then
bend exactly down? Like that, because most people, you know, if you ask them to get an impact, they don't even know what that position is. So by going like this, they're like, oh wow, I'm supposed to be like that. Like, that's what you should feel. So
bringing awareness of these pieces, I think, is so important, guys. We need to understand the differences between what a quality impact position should feel like. Get into that position, feel the pressure on the front foot, the club face, the handle forward, the way that the body reacts relative to what was probably going to feel very different compared to what you were doing before, right? So working on an impact drill such as this, and great little tool just to kind of demonstrate that. Don't necessarily need to bring one out and set up on the tee every single time to smash it out like this, but just get the feeling of making some of these baseball swings and having that awareness that the handle and everything's leaning forward. So, Erik, just one more question, mate. Let's say that you've got these players that are looking to improve their impact and the plane of their golf swing. What would be a training sort of protocol that you would give them? Personally, I like to do like 5 reps, slow, considered, feel it, then hit one shot. What would you do?
So kind of a lot what you said, just doing a few up here at first, but then when we're basically ready to go down, it would be 1 here. Then I'd do 1, probably I'll tell them just put my club down here, and I do 1 at this level so they can kind of feel the club going more up. And then I'd say, hey, okay, do it lower. And then now we go down to here.
We go down to the ground.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So 1, 2, 3, I do with them.
Okay, mate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to not smack this thing off, but
Yeah,
I'm going to get
so
the feeling of
I'll
it.
usually do this. So you feel it up high, 1, and then
Yep.
about down here.
Okay.
And then you're going on the next one.
Yeah, perfect. And just bending down from the waist and the hips to get down into that position, guys. That's how you want to do it. You don't want to get the old hunchback of Notre Dame kicking in. I'm going to do that once more. Flush that one out of my system. Down into
Good.
there.
Nice.
And then down into impact. I love that 3-step process of getting into that position. All right, let's hit this, see how it comes off.
Beautiful.
Thanks for watching this video. YouTube thinks that you would benefit from watching this one next. So click that card and it could be the tip that you need to take your game to the next level. I'll see you next time.